Okay. So many phone noises. I'm back. Now, I was gone for gone for a few hours, and what can I say? You know, I was like, look at this. Look at this. It's gonna continue that way. I'm telling you, look at it. It's following perfectly. This was my Mercury transit I was talking about earlier today. It's gonna peak at 2 a.m. in the morning. I wish I could make that go higher. Oh well, you can see it's 2 a.m. here. If you can see that, it's little. It's little. I need to figure out how to make that bigger. I'm getting better at this. Um, but one reason I wanted to make this video was I wanted to explain something that I touched on, acted like I was going to explain, and then didn't. Um, why I think that Dogecoin, um, you know, going up correlates with things I saw in it, in its astrology, especially specifically its synastry with Bitcoin. And I want to show you guys that. So let me pull up. Oh, I should have put the Bitcoin chart up here too. Let's see, chart, transits, Bitcoin, second chart. There we go. There we go. So look right here. This chart, this right here, this is the synastry between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. All right. So you know what I should do? I should make it so like I can show this and then like show one thing really big. I'll do that next time. Maybe I can do it now. Just bear with me right here while I make this stupid live stream. Let's see. Let's just do this like that. Wait a minute. This one on top. All right. Window capture 2. On top of all things. So here, we're gonna make this big. I'm gonna go away. All right. So this is the thing with Bitcoin and Dogecoin where I was like, why does this look like Dogecoin has more promising than hype, you know? So first thing I notice is that, you know, it has a 14-degree sun, all right? So Bitcoin has a 13-degree sun. That's nice. They have very close correlated suns. You know, it also has, man, am I looking at the right thing? Why does this look wrong? This looks wrong. I have the wrong like chart up here. I have to change this. I have to change this. It's wrong. Wait a minute. I was about to say something and I was like, that's not a chart that I'm used to seeing. Let's see. Oh, because I put it as a transit, not the natal. Shame. There we go. And I chose dynamic 2 wheels, not. All right, here we go. Bitcoin in the middle, Dogecoin on the outside. All right. And I have to fix this. There we go. Okay, see, this is this industry between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Look at all those positive lines. Look at all those great lines. uh, I was just like, whoa, these two charts are like banging together. The biggest worst one I see is honestly good. It's like this opposition here between the part of fortune for Bitcoin and Saturn for Dogecoin here on the outside. See, Bitcoin on the inside, Dogecoin on the outside here. This Saturn and part of fortune is exactly opposite. Now he's like, oh, what's good? So that sounds like, okay, what's good for Bitcoin is challenging for Dogecoin. Well, you know, challenges can be good, and they build a structure. But even more so than that, what I think was funny, what pops out to me is, okay, this is one of the ones I think is really great. Dogecoin has a 29-degree Mars in Virgo, all right, which is trine the Bitcoin Jupiter. Like that's amazing. Like the Bitcoin Jupiter, like I attribute this entire like big boom to be set off by the Grand Conjunction, which was at 29 degrees Capricorn on top of Bitcoin's Jupiter. It was the Jupiter in the sky lining up with Saturn in the sky, which is at the same position where Bitcoin had its Jupiter, which is growth and expansion. Basically, Bitcoin went through puberty. It had its Jupiter return, lots of growth. 12 years old. Hey, when these things are like alive, hey, they operate that way. So that, what else? The what was another thing I saw? Oh yeah, and going back to Mars again. So going to Bitcoin's Mars here is at 5 degrees Capricorn, which is it's a big factor in Bitcoin's chart. This is like one of its good positions, which is in like trine and sextile with the nodes of Dogecoin. All right. And then you see the Bitcoin moon right here has also in harmony. And I mean, this is a in conjunction, this green line, but an in conjunction just means like two things need to be integrated. They can either work independently of each other and not together, or they can somehow integrate. There's just two things that just like seem like they should work together, or just seem like they shouldn't. It seems like two things that should work together that aren't for some reason, or two things that don't seem like they should work together, but you have to. That's what an in conjunction is. A quincunx, this green line right here, 150 degrees. That's what that means. Something you have to integrate or compartmentalize. Or you need to integrate and stop compartmentalizing it. Or you need to stop trying to integrate it and compartmentalize and understand they don't work together, But it also has a semi-sextile with the nodes. So that's like not a bad thing. I feel like it's like there is kind of a seesaw between Bitcoin and Dogecoin, but that's good. That's good. That means Dogecoin is in the game. Okay, it's like a competitor almost, but it almost like hinges. It competes with Bitcoin, but it also hinges on its like it's the fact that it brings all the money into the crypto market originally and probably forever. Which is what every good altcoin suffers from, the fact that they are the competitor of Bitcoin, but also like Bitcoin's children. It's like that. You want to see that kind of conflict in the chart of an altcoin. And then there's other things. There's other things. Let's see. There's like those are the ones that jumped out at me the most. Like the moon, and but like Dogecoin's own chart is kind of nice too. Like it has a bunch of like what is it? Where's its rising? Its rising is here. It like has and like look, it has a it has like it's like second house. It has like a second house Mercury, and it's like in the fifth house of Bitcoin. That's a good place to be. The fifth house of Bitcoin, like the fifth house rules like leisure and joy and gambling. So it's like bet on it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and I really and what's super big too is, and I don't even know why they don't point this out. Why is this not? See and their moons are sextile. The Dogecoin moon is in Aquarius. Okay, all cryptocurrency is Aquarian and Uranian. Okay, that's hands down. Okay, that's good for a cryptocurrency, and its moon is conjunct the Bitcoin Mercury. I don't know why I didn't start off with that one. And it's sextile to the Bitcoin moon. What else is like perfectly lined up with this coin? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and in great harmony. it has kind of a loose conjunction with its Pluto, and it's, but that's good. That means that, Ether has a better Pluto Bitcoin Sun lineup. Um, yeah, and you know what it is? These are only the tightest angles that I'm showing. Like, these are not all the synastry points. This is everything that's within 10% of the orb. Like, if I start looking at, like, let's look at it just by chart point. These are all the all right, see, the Venus transits, I mean, the Venus synastry aspects are not strong. There's a lot of conflict. A lot of conflict between, the Bitcoin Venus and the part of fortune, but that's not the part of fortune for Dogecoin. It's not like dead on like that. What else we have here? But let's see. Let's look at that moon. The moon. Yeah. See, you look at the moon. The way their moons tie together and with other things in their chart, and things look a little more positive. I see that another one of these inconjunctions. You know. Oh, that's the. Oh yeah, that's the one I was talking about with the nodes. Yeah, there's the inconjunction that's balanced by the sextile, I believe, to the south node. Um, and then there's the sextile to the Dogecoin moon. Um, here is, yeah, quintile. Those are good. The moon quintiles to the part of fortune. Um, that's great. Then we have the sun. All right, the sun has its semi-sextile there. All right, the sun actually is like very mad. The sun is a lot of conflict. Let's not look at the sun. No, let's look at the sun. Um, hmm. The Mercury is in conflict with the Bitcoin um, Jupiter. I mean Jupiter. Yeah, that's interesting because the Mars has such a harmony, but the Mercury has kind of a disharmony. It's very interesting. Let's say, hey, like, I mean, I pointed out 3 or 4 things that are like amazing. So it's like like it's like I'm looking for bad stuff is what it feels like. See, this is the thing. It's like Mars. Mars is like great. Like, you look at Mars and you're just like, the Jupiter Mars is good to the Bitcoin Mars. The Mars of Doge is good. You know, I'm sorry, the Jupiter Mars. I said it again. The Bitcoin Mars is good to the Dogecoin Mars, and vice versa. That's what I was trying to say. Um, yeah, there's lots of, this is what you look for. You look for things at the same degrees. All right. So, like, when I saw like that, the what is it? Things in the beginning of degrees that are prominent, like the moon. Because see, Bitcoin has a lot of, has that 0 degree Venus. It has a 29 degree Jupiter. So anything that, a coin that has like a strong synastry aspect that's positive around the beginning of a sign is like very powerful for its correlation to Bitcoin. And the more correlation it has to Bitcoin, then the more likely it's going to be able to syncopate. You know, the more likely it's going to like be affected by the same things that affect Bitcoin, and they're both cryptocurrencies. So if they exist in a realm where they share energies and they react to each other regularly, they're gonna feed each other, and that's what it's all about. Picking the next altcoin, which are alt which altcoin is going to be relevant to Bitcoin, because it's like, it's to the point now where it's like very few, like, I think new money comes in the crypto market through Bitcoin always. Like, it's real big risk to kind of like put fiat into a new coin, you know? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like, It's like what China's doing. It's like if you're gonna get your altcoin off the ground, you're gonna have to convince people to like sell, you know, their Bitcoin to buy your altcoin. Because all the fiat money comes in through the Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's whole like original thing is store of value, and that's what all the big guys, which is causing this crazy bull run that is like wild. You know, it's like it's nothing new in the way that it moves. Like these are all like old movements for the damn coin and all of this whole market. Like it moves like this. That's my whole point, is that this market moves in the same way no matter what price it is. But now like all these big wigs are in it. So now it's like it functions a little differently. It responds to everything. You know, it's more of a global player in the scheme, and that's why I think, you know, looking at the astrology really kind of says something about it, because it's now in alignment with all things, you know. So it's like you can kind of like point to anything in the sky, and then something in the chart here, you know, the trading chart. I can find stuff, you know. It doesn't always look like it at first, but it eventually adds up. It makes like I trust me, for months I was testing this like with people, being like, am I crazy? And I show it to people who are skeptics, people who are not into stock market, into astrology, not into astrology, intrigued by both, not intrigued by both. You know what I mean? Everybody I show this to is kind of like, so I'm trying to put it out here, guys. I know it's hard to understand. I know it is. And I probably don't explain it that great. But I'm going to try and get better, because eventually, you know, eventually I would love for someone to be like, hey, look at this coin. You know? That's the thing. If you want me to analyze an altcoin or something in its chart with Bitcoin and do transits for it, kind of like I'm doing with this, figure out what its time and place of birth is. It's kind of a wild thing to ask for. Like, how do you do it for a coin? Well, okay. Well, the time is really easy, actually. You can kind of search. There's sites. Maybe I'll find them and find the links or something. But you can look into the blockchain of almost any coin, you know, and find out where its first was mined. I mean, when it was first mined, like the actual timestamp. The only problem is like trying to dial down the location. I mean, that doesn't like necessarily say, you know, that I can't say anything about it, but it does like help to have like its exact rising and everything, like we have for Bitcoin, because then we have the houses, right? You know, and that really, like, for instance, like